Okay, part 2 is sort of the comparison. So the other horse was kind of in the same fractious place, and the owner handled it totally different. And it's terrible to talk about somebody else, but it just seems wrong to me. So what happened in this instance was the horse was feeling kind of the same way as mine, like a little fractious, didn't want to go forward. Of course, my horse was more that he wanted to power off, but the mare didn't want to go forward. I saw her out there a couple times. At one point, when I was in the dressage court, they were in the other arena and they were just standing there the entire time, which I think I was probably walking around out there 15 to 20 minutes, and they were in the other arena just standing there the entire time. I don't think doing anything. And I really think she's waiting for that horse to relax or whatever, do a whatever Warwick's calling it this week. And the thing is that it didn't help. The mare, as soon as she went to walk out of that particular arena, because the mare is worse in this particular, I'm sure she was in that arena because the footing in the dressage court is so shitty. As soon as she went to come back, she ended up actually having to put the horse in the round pen. The horse went kind of running around. She did just tiny little bit of work with her, and she put her away. I didn't watch too much of it, but I could hear some of it, and it didn't sound very good. And my thought was that here's the difference. I could have taken my horse out, but I guarantee out before I put him in the round pen and dealt with the trouble. But I guarantee somewhere out there he would have blown up, just like that mare did. And the thing is that my horse got his trouble addressed today. We didn't walk as far. We might have done more laps. We didn't get as far away from the pin, but my horse got his trouble dealt with today. Whereas that horse, nothing that didn't trouble her at the beginning of the day. She went back to her stall with just as much trouble as she left it with. And that has happened to that horse over and over again. In fact, there's sometimes where she goes back worse than how she came out. And I guess this is a very long story, 15-minute long story, about why I think that you really got to work through that trouble. And I think a lot of us I say us because me too, we don't want to go through that trouble. We don't like watching it. We don't like the rearing. We don't like the bucking. We don't like the horse running around. We don't want the horse to get hurt. We don't want ourselves to get hurt. None of that. We hate it all. But we have to go through some of that shit with them so that they can come out to the other side and get better. Otherwise, it's all still in there. And it feels a lot more profound than how simple I just said it. But it's so simple.